It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about Erika Girardi, Erika Jane, Erika Jahoy, whatever you want to call her. And I always say this, I know you guys get frustrated when I use all three names, but it is what it is. And I do want to point out a comment that I received from a few people in Australia and the UK. Sometimes they're not as up to date because they're not getting the information as fast. So even though some of us are so over getting the Erika feed, some people across the pond, they still need it. So I understand, but this is one of the biggest scandals in Bravo history. So as long as it's happening, until it's resolved, we will be covering it. Guys, it's said that Erika Girardi has just been added to a $5 million lawsuit against her husband, Thomas Girardi, well, soon to be ex-husband. So she's added to the lawsuit, and there are two lawyers who are trying to kind of get their money back because they feel like there were certain settlement funds that were supposed to be shared in legal fees. And not only that, they're calling this a sham divorce. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. This is what was said. According to a new report, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member Erika Girardi is facing claims of fraud and a sham divorce, as well as breach of contract because they're being accused of using funds that were due to go to other lawyers to fund their lavish lifestyles. Now, this is what was being said. Who knows if they'll win the $5 million, but at this point, I feel like everyone's hitting them with $1 million lawsuits. And at the end of the day, there's so much going against them. Maybe Erika will have to pay the $5 million. Wait, there's more. On June 21st, the law office of Philip R. Sheldon and the law firm of Robert P. Finn claimed that they referred thousands of clients to Girardi Keese. And this was in pursuant to share in the attorney fees paid when the cases were settled, but only to be stiffed in the end. Now, this is what they're saying. Now, the two lawyers who are suing the ex-couple are apparently both seniors, and they're saying that they devoted their best years towards the end of their career working on these cases with the promise and expectation that they would receive the necessary resources to retire once Girardi paid them the fees that they were due. Now, in the lawsuit, they're saying that Thomas Girardi allegedly, I guess, hid the funds, held back on the funds that were due to them. And even though they tried to pursue it relentlessly, they never got their portion. Not only did they not get their portion, and they're saying he allegedly hid it, they're also saying that he refused to pay it. Oof. When you add refused in there, it just feels like it has a little bit more weight. Now, instead of paying them, the partners, they believe that Thomas Girardi redirected the funds to family members, friends, partners, lenders, and creditors, and used that money to fund the outrageously lavish lifestyle that we see on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I mean, 2 private jets, Pasadena mansion, a La Quinta home, I don't know how many cars at this point, and allegedly $40,000 a month in glam, not to mention the art that's being bought, the jewelry that's being bought, the designer clothes. The list goes on and on, but I don't have to tell you that. I'm sure Ronald Richards will be diving into that. Well, I'm sure he already is. Now, the lawsuit also claims that Tom Girardi loaned millions of dollars to Erika, who then filed for divorce, which they're calling a sham, in order to protect the funds and keep them from plaintiffs and vulnerable victims. Oh, wait, there's more. Apparently, Tom Girardi's son-in-law, David Lira, who I guess worked for him at Girardi and Keese before, is also listed as a defendant on the case. Now, if you guys didn't catch what else is going on with Erika, apparently she went out and pumped her gas for her car. And, you know, nobody wants to do that because especially with COVID, who wants to touch a gas thing, whatever, but we have to unless you have a Tesla anyways, and then you still have to charge it. So that doesn't matter. But apparently she went out without glam and now she's receiving a lot of hell for it, really. Everyone's like, oh, Erika, you have no money. Oh, look at her now. She doesn't have her $40,000 glam squad. Mikey must have quit. Is that true? Who knows? But she's even answering back, clapping back on Twitter, This is what was said. One fan said, y'all don't know shit about Erika because she always goes out like this without glam when she's hanging out with her friends, but go off. And Erika said, exactly. Another fan posted a meme that said, it ain't glamorous though, with Erika going like this. And she said, seriously though. Hold on, she's answering more. The last tweet said, good night, Twitter. Please be in full glam when you're pumping gas because apparently it's a big deal. Well, okay, Erika, we see you. Now, guys, I don't know how much you're following this, but after The Housewife and The Hustler came out, there are so many housewives that are now either coming to her defense or sort of shading her. I even did a video on this yesterday. Kelly Dodd thinks that Erika Girardi should take all of the money that she's received in gifts, sell all of those gifts, and help pay back the victims. She even said she cried when watching the documentary. And the documentary was very gut-wrenching. It like hits you in the heart. You see these people who are widows, orphans, burn victims like Joe Rui Gomez, who is covered in burns, only thinking he thought he was going to get $12 million and he received $1 million. Good thing is he's at the top of the list as far as who's going to get paid out first. But it just goes to show there are so many victims that have not been paid. Even in Indonesia, they just want their money and no one knows where the money is. Now, that's why they're going after Erika, because Tom Girardi allegedly loaned Erika over $20 million in order to protect the assets. But really, that $20 million is also allegedly the money that was said to pay off the victims. So there are a lot of people who are watching this and they're extremely pissed off. They're not happy. They don't want to watch Erika on our TVs, on Bravo. But Andy Cohen had something to say about that too. He even said, listen, I don't think, we can give the documentary much credit, especially because they brought on Dana Wilkie and Danielle Staub, shade. And then two, he said that he doesn't think that the documentary will affect Erika Girardi's role on the show, her position. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure that will change. God forbid they find something on Erika. If they find out that she engaged in any fraudulent activity, I don't necessarily know if they would bring her back to the show. And a lot of fans have also said, wait, what are you talking about? They brought Teresa Giudice. Yeah, I know. So I don't know. It's so up in the air at this point. Some of the other housewives who have been kind of coming to Erika's defense would be some from Real Housewives of Potomac. And they're just saying, you don't know until you know. And we honestly don't. Unless it comes out, she's indicted, somebody's pursuing her for criminal charges, or they can prove that she had any knowledge. We really don't know what is going on behind the walls, the Girardi walls of the Pasadena mansion. We don't know what those conversations were. We don't know how much she may or may not have known. It's all up in the air until we find out within the court. And I'm sure those documents are slowly going to come out that either prove that she didn't know anything, or it's going to look really bad for Erika. This is just like never ending. This would turn my hair gray in, a matter of October to June. Yeah. And it's not ending anytime soon, I don't think. With that, guys, don't forget that The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills does air again tonight, season 11. And this is the night that we're going to have the conversation from Erika, where she comes forward and she finally talks about everything we've been waiting for. Now, is she going to give us all the details? Probably not. But at the end of the day, she is going to be talking about it at Sutton/Kyle's house. And it's a start. From here, I'm sure more and more conversations will come out. I just can't help but think there are so many attorneys right now that are watching all of the footage and they're waiting for that just moment of weakness from Erika to find something that she might be hiding, to see her maybe slip up and say something. It's just a lot. Guys, I want to know what you think about Erika Girardi being added to the $5 million lawsuit. Do you think that she should be a part of that lawsuit? Or do you think that the two lawyers are reaching at this point and they should just go after Thomas Girardi? If you guys haven't already, go ahead, comment below, answer all the questions which I'm asking because I rely on your opinions. It's going to be a lot, but don't forget to tune in tonight to The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because we will be going live to talk about it tomorrow. Guys, go ahead, smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.